Hey everybody, how you doing today? It's your old pal Boise, another sobriety daily vlog. It's a Sunday, May 3rd. Beautiful day out. Down here in South Houston, we can tell that the spring is pretty much ending and summer is coming because things are coming along. The heat is coming along and also the humidity is rising. So here comes summer. Cheers. And I'm sitting at my staircase right now, somewhere different, just to set up the camera, and just go over, Sunday. It's sometimes a lazy day. Sometimes you just assess how your week went, how your day has been, how your life's been. Sunday's a fun day. And then we all hit Monday. It's a manic Monday. As Prince said through the Bangles, just another manic Monday. Wish it was Sunday, because that's my fun day. I don't have to run day. Now it's just another manic Monday. So Sunday is always kind of considered a nice church day, a relaxed day. Your religion might be football or sports. And it's like, there you go, So might be backyard barbecuing and things like that. Get the family together. Because even those of us who have that hole in our soul and don't talk to our family about it, Dad's going to go back and barbecue, and Dad's going to take special care because Dad's going to show he loves you. He doesn't say it, but he's going to show it. See, that's where you just almost there. You can enhance your barbecue by sharing that kind of stuff with your kids. Even your wife. That's the reason why you have the kids, right? You know what I mean? Say no more. Today is May 3rd, Sunday. I have been sober for 14,278 days. Little update here, 39 years, 1 month, and 3 days. 469 months and 3 days. In the words of the Grateful Dead, what a long, strange trip it's been. Or if you're in England, been. But cheers. Thank you for coming along. Today, I'm just going to answer some questions that came to me, and I got them right here in my phone. But of course, it's one of these apps where you can't expand it, so it's like, so just in case, because your app won't open up everything, you force me into ageism. That's the one thing that I've noticed as I've gotten older, because now I'm more sensitive to it, that we don't use the N word, we don't use the R word, we dance around certain things. But if you're old, no one gives two shits. They don't care. Ageism. You're too old for this, Grandpa. Sit down. So, yeah. And I saw some guys combat it. I like my rock and roll t-shirts and whatnot. And this guy had a t-shirt, I saw it was on Amazon too. And it's like, I might be old, but I saw all the bands when they were around. All the great bands. And I'm like, okay, it's kind of a, yay, kind of a flex, I guess. It's certainly better than I've been here like over 20 years. Before that, I was in Nashville. And before that, I was from Duluth, Minnesota, where we call it Duluth, Minnesota. So I kept moving south. So I'm not originally from the South. I remember when I was in Nashville, people say, "Oh my, you're a Yankee." No, I'm not. Of course you're a Yankee, dear. No, I'm not. I'm so far north. I'm 220 miles from the Canadian border. They think I'm a Southerner. See, it's all a matter of perspective. And I remember the Beatles came from Liverpool, but they moved down to London. Why? Because in the South, they're considered smarter. And in the North, you're considered some like backwoods shite. So they left their hometown and moved down because it was better to be in the South, my love. So, it's all a matter of perspective, I guess. But anyways, now I am here, and I laugh too. I see these bumper stickers, and it's like, what a bunch of brown-nosed ass kissers. It makes me laugh. I'm glad to be in Texas. I love Texas. Except for the taxes and the roads. And even notice taxes rhymes with Texas? Yeah, You did it on purpose, didn't you? But the roads are terrible. But everything else is great. Great communities, great, and then it has its ups and downs with personal people, but that's everywhere, right? Racism and bigotry and crap like that. They're enemies of us all. But I saw this bumper sticker. It's like, I may not have been born in Texas, but I got here as quick as I could. The fuck are you talking about, dum-dum? Where are you from? Are you from Boston, Mass? Good luck, blending in with everybody down here. Whatever. Or even like, I thought they meant themselves, but I guess it was Toyota, because Toyota now has factories here in Texas, like the Toyota Tundra. So it's a Japanese company, but they make it here in Texas. So it says made in Texas by Texans. So it's kind of a funny thing. Now, if you're old like me, you remember Michael Keaton, before he was Batman, was in a movie called Gung Ho, because that was when all the rich companies, and this is how it happened, kids, they realized if they shut down everything in America, ship it overseas, they don't have to pay your grandfather $20 an hour to make a good wage so grandma can stay home and raise the kids. He gets laid off. He has to work part-time or a full-time job that pays half the amount of money. Then grandma has to work part-time or full-time to pay the mortgage and everything, so no one's helping to raise the kids. Now they can't afford daycare. Then all these factories get shut down. Shame on us. We call that the Rust Belt. Remember, you heard of that, the Rust Belt? Yeah? That's because all the shit was rusting. Shame on America for letting that happen. Then COVID came. A lot of bad things with COVID, a lot of good things. I became a vegan, became healthier. Okay, a lot of people gained weight, I lost weight. And now I'm a vegetarian because I like eggs and I eat a little bit of cheese, so technically I'm not a vegan. So I'm a vegetarian, I'll live with that, boo-hoo. But the thing is that the Rust Belt, they weren't even building parts for the cars. So those things got shut down from Detroit and Indiana and Ohio, and that got made in Canada and Mexico and overseas again. Then all of a sudden it has to get shipped back here. Then the pandemic F's everything up, and then the CEOs who made all that money for those companies for the last few decades lost all that profit because everything got held up in shipping because no one could move it, no one could ship it, no one could get to the docks and unload it, no one could drive it. It would have been easier if they just loaded it up on a truck in Indiana and drove it up to Detroit to finish the cars, but no, they couldn't. Now they're bringing it back in because they realize they effed up. They made a lot of money in the beginning, but the long story is they lost a lot of money. And when they lose a lot of money, that's when they suddenly wake up. So they should have never rusted the belt. They should have kept it strong. And the only people that profited from it were the people up on the top, not the workers. Then when those people on the top started losing money, and their companies and their executives started losing their jobs, then they pulled their head out of their ass and went, really, this is a circle of life. All these dominoes hit each other. We should get back into the game. Yeah, get out of your ivory tower, get on the street, and do it right. Everything hits another domino. Every domino hits another domino, whether you ignore it or not. The force of nature and Mother Nature does not care how effing stupid you are. It's going to go on without you. It's like a bus. It doesn't matter if you didn't set the alarm. It doesn't matter if you didn't get quite ready. It doesn't matter if you had the wrong socks and you had to put them on and you ran out there. And so what if you're 5 minutes late? Why the hell didn't they wait for you? The bus is gone, man. That's how life is. The bus ain't going to back up for your lame ass. Get on there, get on time, get it together. That same thing goes for CEOs and people that are trying to make it in America. People that are trying to be sober. And speaking of which, let's see what kind of questions you have. Oh, how do you handle triggers or cravings? Learning about coping mechanisms is helpful to others in similar situations. And it is. I've been sober so long that it's actually like in the words of Duran Duran, it's a reflex. It just comes natural at this point.
It's a bad example. It's as natural as farting and then saying, excuse me, but not leaving your chair. Hey, excuse me. It's just normal and natural at this point. But there are triggers that I get. And the triggers would be something where I suddenly feel less than. I feel like I'm being marginalized. Then I can feel that non-acceptance and definitely fear of rejection that everybody has, whether they admit it or not, suddenly opens up a little bit. You can feel that. You can feel that cold energy coming through, that negative energy hitting you in your soul, and you react. And then you have to deal with it or let it rip you open and go do some coke, okay? Or go get a bottle, right? Today's Sunday, I can't get a bottle, but thank God I got some blow in the bathroom. And I'm not so worried about triggering because there's alcohol in this house. There's a liquor cabinet and there's beer. And my wife is a jazz musician, so guess what? She makes some special brownies sometimes for the band. But when she puts them in the kitchen and she makes them, they're wrapped in 2 different plates with cellophane. In the kitchen, one says the Wizards, like Harry Potter, and the other one's the Muggle. That's me, the non-wizard, because I no longer fly my little broomstick with them anymore. But I remember what it was like to play Quidditch. And I could still be a good coach. And at a certain age, you stop playing and you become a coach. It's natural. But so there's always triggers. Like I remember when I got out of treatment and they were saying that, watch for triggers. And I said, this is how old I am, because it's in the 80s. We had a videotape store where you could rent, like our corner version of Blockbuster out in Gary, New Duluth. So it was, they rent out videos, and it was a liquor store. So I'd still rent out videos, but I'd walk right past the liquor. But I tell people, well, the Temptation's right there. It's right across the alley. If I'm not going to see my probation officer in a week, and providing she doesn't call me in early, I could get totally shit-faced and watch a movie. I could put on a concert, get one of those concert videos. I could watch like Huey Lewis in the News live, and I could sit there and have some drinks like I'm at the concert and crank it up. Rock on! It's hit the B square. Yeah. Sorry, another flashback. But I didn't. But it's always there. Temptation's always there. It's just, how do you react to temptation is how big of a hole you're exposing yourself to and how you're reacting to it. I would joke around when I was at work. I had this one girl said, she wanted to work an extra shift. And I said, no. Well, rent is due. And I go, honey, the first always comes at the beginning of the month. But I remember last month, after you paid your rent, you called out 3 times because you had your rent paid, so you went and partied and had fun. Fine, whatever you do. Now you want to make up for it because you didn't save your money. I'm not part of your scheme of paying the rent. You should already know this. You know why I keep you around, right? Because I'm the prettiest girl in the server here? No, I stopped sucking in my gut at 36 around beautiful women. Shut the F up. Use that crap on a younger guy. I keep you around for free tech support, okay? Jesus H. But I mean, there's your temptation too. It could easily be like, yeah, well, sure, we'll take care of you. I'm glad to help you. Maybe you'll do a few closing shifts with me. It's always there. It's always around. It's how you react to your temptation. So the stronger you are with the hole in your soul and how honest you are, the less there is of temptation. The temptation becomes stronger when you are weaker. It's a teeter-totter effect. The stronger you are, the weaker the temptation is. The weaker you are, the stronger the temptation is. It's a question of balance. You'll hear me talk about that a lot. Hole in your soul, tear in your soul, and a question of balance. Great album by the Moody Blues, by the way. If you haven't purchased it, buy it. Buy it on Amazon. Buy it wherever you can. Go see Justin Hayward live. He's the only last Moody around. Go see it. Go rent out a video. Go watch him on YouTube. Stream it. Whatever it takes. Enjoy. It's a great concept album. concept albums will help you understand the concept of your life, because the music you pick for the soundtrack of your life is actually a concept, and it's your life, and it's your story, and it's your concept, and it's really important. So make sure you surround yourself with music as you traverse this terrain called life. Ooh, listen to me. I'm getting Shakespearean. What do you credit most for your ability to stay sober for so long? Understanding what someone sees is their key to success might motivate others. Such a journey is not just about challenges, it's also about personal growth, resilience, and a whole lot of wisdom to share. Pretty cool, actually. You know, like, I get some friends that are weightlifters. When my arthritis got bad, like I said, I'm old, so I could no longer run, and they replaced my knees. I used to run 6 miles a day, man. I was an athlete. I ran marathons. It was the greatest feeling ever after 8-9 years of just killing myself with drugs. And they took my knees away. So, you know, like my doctor says, you can bike, you can walk, you can swim, but you can't run. And you can do your yoga still. That's being very flexible. It's very handy, which I still do. But don't do hard weights, do light weights, because your joints, because of your arthritis, is now getting into your elbows, your hands, your shoulders, your upper neck. It's not in your hips. It's not just your feet anymore and your knees. Like, yeah, it's all over. Rust never sleeps. Neil Young had that right back in 1977. Into the blue, out of the blue and into the black. Meaning darkness. So when we are living our lives, I think it's important to have music in your life. I think it's important to reflect. Music to me is the time portal in which I remember things. I remember being off the top of my head, in the 8th grade, Washington Junior High School had one of the, I forget what it's called now even, but it was a lock-in. You were there overnight. You're all locked in. They had a DJ playing music all the way until 6 in the morning. You were locked in. You couldn't get out. That would keep you safe. There were 2 different rooms where the boys and the girls could sleep separately, of course. Like, I can't imagine too many 8th graders going, yeah, I'm going to get over there and get some. But, you know, it's like your way of spending it's first time for a lot of us spending after hour time with the opposite sex. And I remember slow dancing to Chicago's big hit at the time. They spliced out this song, Color My World, their long suite. And it was just an easy, you grab your girl and it was like, 1, 2, color my world. And it was easy. And I remember dancing with you, Jenny. Love you, baby. Still do to this day. And I remember that vividly. But what did I do the day before and the day after? I couldn't tell you. But music transported me back to that time of being 14 years old. So I was already a teenager, and you're already feeling awkward, and you're feeling all these crazy emotions. And you're living your life like a cliche and trying to impress girls. And that's where it kind of pretty much starts. And you already have a hole in your soul. It gets even bigger. And later on, you're partying and drinking and trying to impress Jenny. And she's thinking you're clever and funny, but then there comes a time when you drink so damn much or do so much drugs, she can't stand you. Sorry, Jenny. But then I sobered up, and she found me on Facebook. Chef's kiss. We're best of friends. We tell each other we still love each other, but it's more of a love, of a childhood love from the past that was never consummated, which makes it even still special. And she's a grandmother, and I'm just an old fart with cats. Yay. So, traveling in time with your music and sharing it with people and sharing yourself with others, I think, is very important too. That helps, with me, it gives me resilience against something hard. It hardens my metal. Wisdom, I don't really look at myself as being wise, but a lot of people do ask me and try to pick my brain. I'm more self-deprecating, a bit of a comedic and with comedic timing, and kind of downplay my role. But I do appreciate people looking at me in that light. Thank you. And that's why the Temple of Sobriety has me doing what I do. I do a daily video vlog. We're doing soon to do some live streams, and we got some other podcasts coming up. I do the drive-by where I'm driving around in Houston doing my rideshare app, and I pick up rando people that I picked up multiple times, some of them, but new people, and we have conversations, and some of it'll be fun, some of it's on topic, some of it's just people just telling their lives to me, because we're in the 4th largest city in the United States of America, and the most diverse, so the more people you meet that are not like you physically, and when you listen to them, you say, hey, they're no different than I am. You know what happens when that goes on? You meet people like that? You fear them less. And all they are is I always use the word milk. They're a milk container in a different package. They might be a pretty package. They might be a brown package. They might be a black package. They might be an Indian package. If the milk is sour, it's not the package, it's the milk. It's the person. So quit attacking the cartons and where they came from. Sour is sour, and everyone has sour milk. Those are the people you want to avoid. There's your wisdom. Apply that to yourself. And apply yourself to this program. Make sure you help us with Patreon so we can do an outreach program to people. Venmo, Cash App, buy me a coffee, buy me a coffee. Just my metaphor. You're not actually buying me coffee. It's just a way of you supporting. But I still salute you with my coffee because that's all I drink now. Oh, water too, of course. Very seldom any soda anymore. Sometimes apple juice or orange juice, stuff like that. Tomato juice, that's always good too. But I think it's important that we do an outreach program. We help people because there are people actually struggling. There are people that are a little more secure in their skin like me, even though every now and then I can get knocked off my pony as well. But not so much anymore. And without sound like Mr. T. Hannibal, I pity the fool that tried to knock me off my horse. I pity the fool. I feel pretty good, pretty secure with myself. And I want you to feel good and secure with yourself as well, because that's what's important. Your family depends on you. Your life depends on that. Thank you for spending time with us. From the bottom of my heart to the top of my soul. Oh, look, we got John from New York City. I appreciate you spending time with me. It means a lot because your time is important. And John's original favorite drummer, in the words of Ringo, peace and love, everybody. Peace and love, everybody. I appreciate the fact that you spent your time with me today on May 3rd. On a Sunday. Happy Sunday. Tomorrow's the Manic Monday. Wish it was Sunday, because that's my fun day. I don't have to run day. That's why I'm just sitting on the stairs. Nobody's running past me. We're all chill. That's all it is. We're all chilling. Anyways, drum roll. 14,278 days sober from drugs and alcohol. Thank you very much. 39 years, 1 month, 3 days sober from drugs and alcohol. 469, he said 69, months and 3 days. And I thank you for coming along. And like Ringo said, peace and love. And I love the fact that you joined us. Thank you so much. Love you very much. We'll see you next time.